Alright, what's up guys? This is 6Blade now here. Also, this video is gonna be a guide on and for a while now I've been seeing a lot of people give up on the game because they are having problem with lack of information pretty much. And I'm just gonna take this time to go over basic stuff that players should know when they are playing Alien. So here, this character I got here is an assassin, and I am currently. Alright, so this is the interface of Alien. Basically, this is how it looks. Uh, Up here, you see the informations and tabs, basically buttons you can click, so you can enter into new windows and stuff. I've changed my key bindings, and you can do that if you click escape. You go to settings, you can edit gameplay, you can edit these stuff here. You go to keybinds, you can edit your keybinds and all that stuff. And yeah, all right. So apart from that, um, here you can use this. When you're leveling up, you get this equipment here. It's a chair. You sit on it. It gives you AP. AP, what it does is when you come here, you have something. For example, right? In the real world, right? You will use AP to do that. But in your housing, in your house area, right? You will use AP to plan or like establish a mining center or something like that, right? To deposit something, you use AP for that. So that's what AP is for. Here are your abilities and all that stuff. Um, Say your chat area, your SP bar below here, and yeah. So when you log in daily to collect your achievement, you can click escape. You come here to attendance, and then you collect your daily rewards and stuff. And these are like things you should be doing on a regular because you get a lot of stuff that will really help you. When I click L, my my luminous pets and all of that stuff appears. The tab for it is L. I can go here and bring those guys out. This guy here is going to help me pick up stuff when I walk near it, and he's very useful in the portals. You go in there, he can help you mine and stuff like that. And right, so as you guys could have seen, like every time you have something available, it will appear somewhere here, or it will have like a little icon or something going over it. So with housing, what you want to do is that when you are here, housing is very important. This is where you go to trade. When you craft something and it is not that useful yet, you can go here, you trade. When you want to trade, it's kind of like a race versus reward type of thing. You can evaluate how much it's going to cost you to send that product across, and how the risk is going to be, and what is going to be the reward if you successfully send that content across and stuff like that. So here, also you can also mitigate your losses by getting a ticket, joining the guild union, which means that when you when you send a product across and the shipping fails, or like it get robbed or something like that by pirates, you get half of the product that was sent, you get it back, and that way you don't lose everything. right? So as for me, I'm a very risky guy, or I don't have enough money right now. So I don't have enough money because I've been grinding for. Well, I haven't been playing lately, but as you guys can see here, I have a legendary armor, and that's what I'm working towards right now. So as a new player, this game is completely like overwhelming to a new player. There are like so many stuff you can do. There's mining, crafting, fishing, and like so many things you can do. PvP and all that stuff. Guild versus guild, realm versus realm, and there's just so many stuff going on. Especially with the SP thing, where like people are making it a competition to like see who's gonna be like the highest level and stuff like that. And you guys can see it like with the streamers and stuff. So it's a lot to take in. So when you start to play Alien, this is what you should be thinking. I'm playing this game because I want something that I can play like every day, have something to do, like a daily stuff. And I'm okay with like doing this stuff like every single day for a very long time. And my goal here is to invest in myself so that as time goes on, I can be very, very strong and I can do these contents like PvP and not worry that I will be like a burden to my allies and stuff like that. So that's the mindset you should be on. When you're playing Alien, you should not be thinking this, right? You should not be thinking I'm playing this game so that I can be overpowered in like 2 weeks. I'm playing this game so that I can grind every single thing and pretty much beat it in like 2 weeks or like 1 week or something like that, right? Because that's not gonna be possible. If that's the mindset you're gonna have when you're playing this game, uh, it's gonna backfire at you really fast because this game is kind of like Neverwinter. It's kind of like other MMOs where you have to invest in it in order to get your rewards, right? So those people who come into this game trying to look for gears like the breakthrough gears and stuff. Those guys who come in here looking for breakthrough gear. Um, and trying to level it up to like max level and thinking that it's gonna work like if they ground like really really hard for like a week, right? They think they can accomplish that in just a week, and they beat their head against the wall thinking that they can achieve this stuff, right? Those guys usually just burn out and just leave, frustrated and angry, because their mind were not in the right place in the first place, right? Um, they wanted to be strong. They wanted to be super strong right off the bat, and they thought that by beating their head against the wall, that's how they're gonna be strong. And that's not how this game works. You have to be smart about how you play in order for you to not burn out, for you to finish pretty much, for you to like be strong and like continue playing, right? Don't come at this game just like doing everything, thinking that you're gonna become strong if you do everything every single day and stuff like that. So as you guys can see here, I have some of my dungeons and stuff that I haven't even done yet, right? And it's been like this for like a couple of days because that's not my goal right now, right? As you guys can see, um, what I've been really working on right now are my gears and my enchantment and stuff like that. And right now, my goal is not like to grind every single thing. My goal is not like to unlock every single portals, to be going in there like every single day and stuff like that. That's not my goal, right? My goal is not like get mana, boost my XP to like the maximum level and like just be like OP in every single thing, right? That's not my goal. My goal is to take everything one at a time. As you guys can see here, I have my house. I'm working on leveling up my house to like the maximum level, and that way I can continue crafting. When I come here, I see my crafting table. I got some little grind going on here. As you guys can see, I'm almost expert on my crafting, and this is gonna take a very very long time, and I know that. And I'm not gonna burn myself out. I'm not gonna come here, um, grind every day and go and then start doing other grinding towards other things. Like if you do that like every single day, eventually you're gonna burn out because as you do this, you want to like test out how strong you are, and then you'll go maybe like in PvP and like you still aren't strong yet. You haven't leveled up all your stuff yet, and you go into PvP and you get smashed, and you'll say, "Man, is this even worth it? Like, am I going to be able to like compete with these pay to win guys?" And then and even though like you can still accomplish every single thing that those guys got in like few months or something, in like a month, right? Even though you can accomplish that thing for a little after like investing for a little bit, you still gonna like, just give up because you just want it now, right? Short-term pleasure and stuff, right? That's not how MMOs work. MMOs most of the time they are built in a way that because there aren't enough content for like players to like continue to play like every new content like every single week, right? Because they don't have that all the time, right? They're gonna be a bit granny, right? They're gonna have dailies and stuff like that so that they can have time to uh, program new action abilities, like program new characters, uh, model these houses, put texture on them, and make content like story generation, linking everything together. There's a shitload of work that these guys have to do, and in order for them to buy time, for them to do that, they have to like give you something to just keep you playing pretty much, and that's why you have these daily stuff and you have these grind stuff and stuff like that. So don't think like these are like required. Like don't think like because you downloaded Alien, you have to do these things like every single day, right? Nobody is forcing you to like beat your head against this game and like become strong like in a week. Nobody is doing that to you. So be logical, take it easy, one step at a time, and try to level up your gears and like try to strategize about what you want to accomplish after a little time and like make your own goals and like achieve them little by little. That's how you're gonna like this game. If you like follow other people and like just think like you're gonna be like the strongest like in 2 weeks, that's not gonna work. Like you're gonna like find yourself uninstalling the game like in few days, because that's just not how any MMO you play. That's not how it work, right? So um, yeah, so I'm gonna talk about refinement. Refinement. Okay, a lot of players. Okay, I talk about gear, right? When it comes to gears, what you gotta do is there's the map, and you can like find places. Uh, as you hover over these areas, you'll find information about like where you can find gears, like the type of stuff you can grind there and all that stuff. And I'm gonna tell you straight off, like this is a very hard way to get gears. I prefer just going into the dungeon and like grinding the dungeons for drops and stuff, and you can get gears that way, right? And then you can level those gears up, and then that way you can be stronger, right? The gears that you can find on maps, I feel like this is like completely like end game where like you are already satisfied with the gear that you got, and you're just grinding those gears because you just want to like explore. You want to theory craft in a sense, like you want to test out new stuff and like see if you can make a new build and stuff like that. That's when you should actually start doing those objectives. So now that we talk about gear, now that I've explained why you shouldn't be beating your head against this game, trying to get movement of the steel at like 10 out of 10 and all of that stuff, right? Why you won't get it in the first place? Like, don't expect to get movement of the steel gear at legendary with like all 10 stats and stuff like that. It doesn't work that way. Like, if you try, like it's all luck based and like if you are going in that direction, just know that it's gonna be an endless grind, and there's a lot of frustration in that way, in that path, and you have to be like the toughest of tough guys who plays MMO, and you have to like pretty much know life for a little while, and just know that that's what you're gonna be doing for a long time because as you level these gears up, you get movement of the steel gear as at purple, right? Some of it, I think, some of them are actually green or blue or something like that. You get it at that level, and know that you have to enchant these gears. For you have to level them up by opening new slots, and every single time you do that, you could break the gear. Now, if you are actually leaving from epic to legendary, you also know that you could also break the gear, right? So there are there are like so many chances that you will have to break your gear that it really isn't worth it in my sense. I mean, in my opinion, like you have to be like just you have to like have like full dedication to the game. Like you have to have complete focus where like you won't be playing any other game, you won't be doing any other thing, and that's just gonna be your goal for like months on end because movement of the steel gear is there so that you can stay hooked into the game. It's for like it's for those guys who are kind of like addicted to power in a sense. Like you're gonna do that and it's gonna burn you out or it's gonna make you strong, right? So that's how it is. So enough with the gear talk. Let's talk about enchantment, right? When you are enhancing your enchantment and stuff, you right click on your enchantment. Okay, you come here in your inventory, click I, you right click your enchantment. You use refinement points, room points, or stuff like that, and you can get these in like the battleground on the maps, or you can do your dailies, and some of them will give you rewards and stuff and things like that. Or you can dismantle your thing like this and get roam powder stuff, right? So you play max. If you have a lot of roam powder, it will come to max, and you max this thing out, and it will tell you upgrade like this. It's gonna unequip my stuff. When you come to this level where it says upgrade, this is where a lot of players just give up and they feel like everything in this game is RNG. Everything in this game is RNG if you don't know what you're doing, right? But this is why I'm making this video because like I don't want people uh hey man, like what I'm saying is that not everybody have the same capacity of like understanding design and understanding like game. Uh, like this is why you have people who release build videos. And this is why you have people who like gave gods and stuff like that. So I'm like I understand why a lot of people might quit because like they don't understand the game and they feel like everything is RNG, but not everything in this game is RNG. Even if it is, like you can still be logical about it, and you can still like pick your chances, like pick winning chances, right? So when you come here, a lot of players what they will do is they will click on this, for example, and then they will try to level up, right? Um, First off, when you have a let me just say this, right? The game is RNG, right? Upgrading your gear, I mean, upgrading your enchantment is RNG. To come from like level one to level two, you should not be worried about using a protection or a safety enhancement tool, right? From level one to level two, don't worry about that. From level two to level three for your enchantment, don't worry about getting enhancement stone. I mean, sometimes it will crash, like sometimes it will fail, right? But it is very rare. Like it's like 20% chance that you will actually fail when you are enhancing your enchantment from like level two to level three, right? So that's 20% chance. From three to four, that's like 40% chance, right? Still below average. So you shouldn't really be worrying about using enhancements too, from like three to four, because most of the time it will work, right? And from four to five, that's when it actually gets it kind of get tricky, right? That's when the RNG start to play comes into play, right? So you have like a 50% chance to break your stuff, like not really 50%, like I would say like 45-ish% chance to like break your your own stone in a sense. So that's when you actually start using your safety, I mean, enhancement tool. And where do you get these tools from? If you are logging on a daily basis, you can get them from like your daily attendance. As you guys can see here, these are what you get. And also in the dungeons, I'm gonna click Alt here to freeze my screen, and then I'm gonna go into. Alright, it's been a while now, so I don't really know. Alright, you know what? I'll click M to go into map, and then I'll find my dungeons here. And some of these dungeons, like your Heart of Challenge, for example, right? They will give you these safety enhancement stuff, and like every I think like one, all right, one, two, three, four, five, like every fifth stuff will give you these things, right? Like that, or like after you level up, like every single time you always get like that stone. So this is one of the reasons why you should do the dungeons. Uh, you should do your daily dungeons so you can get equipment, and then rank those equipment up a little bit, and then you can do those epic trial things, right? So that's where you get those, and then all right. So how do you successfully enhance your gear, right? I've been carrying this on for a little while now. So when you come to this area where like it says upgrade, you have like this option for another stuff in here. All you have to do is just read this simple pop-up tip, right? It says runestone of same level required, right? So you need a level 4 runestone, and even though it doesn't say like runestone of same kind, you to increase your chance of like being successful at leveling your runestone up, you need a fate. For example, in this case, it's a level 4 fate runestone, and I want to level it up. You need another level 4 fate runestone, right? This here is a level 4 protection runestone, and by putting this in here, right? If I had the safety stuff, even if I use the safety stuff, right, I increase the chance of this entire thing breaking by like 90%, right? Just by using the wrong runestone, I'm like increasing the chance of this entire upgrade process for it to break by 90%, right? So don't do this, right? Because once you do this, it's almost a guarantee that your upgrade will fail every single time, right? And also these are very important to use. As I said earlier, from 4 up, this is when you start using these, right? It's very crucial that you save them because you don't get them often. And yeah, so that's that. Um, for gear, I keep telling people, right, what you guys gotta do is do your daily dungeons and take those gears from in there and use them, right? As you guys can see here, my gears are the daily dungeons gears, and these guys are easy to level up. They are easy going, and you can get a lot done, which means that you can test out enhancing them a lot of times. This here is a PvP gear. I might replace it in the future, but like as you get your dungeons gears, right, you can these ones are guaranteed, right? And you can upgrade them, and you can try to get them to level 10 or whatever you want to do and stuff like that, right? I have a movement of the steel here. I mean, radiant dagger secondary. But I had a movement of the steel, and I actually broke it because I didn't like it was going to break anyways, right? So I might as well just break it myself. And I broke it down, right? And it broke down into fragments. Yeah. When you break your gear down, right? Every time you hover over a gem or like an item in your inventory, it will always tell you a little bit of information about it, and you might see like a picture, a photo, like explaining, give you a description of like what this can do, and you read from your right to your left. Hold up. You read from your left to your right, and yeah. So as you guys can see, if the equipment fails, right, depending on the quality, right, you could go from rare to like epic and stuff like that. If it fails, it will create a fragment, and then that fragment can be used to either buy movement of the steel gear or temporary movement of the steel gear, or you can use that to get these things, right? And then you can use this thing to upgrade to get a higher gem, which you can use that gem to get a legendary equipment, right? So it's all in the photo, right? You break down an equipment, you get a fragment, right? If you have three or five of that fragment, for example, you can mix it up with something else, another gem, to get a higher gem, and then you can use three of that gem to upgrade your equipment to a higher level, right? So those guys who are running behind like movement of the steel gears are kind of missing out on the chance of like quickly upgrading their gears to like legendary and stuff like that. As I said, I haven't been playing a lot, and I haven't been focusing on like on gears, for example. I mean, like on getting super powerful. My main focus been like on grinding my house, crafting and stuff. And eventually, after I get all of these equipment and stuff, that's when I'm gonna start upgrading them and start making them and start making myself stronger, right? And this is gonna take a long time. And I know this, and it's all about patience. This is why there are there are certain people that play MMO, and there are certain people that play games that give you the fast adrenaline run, FPS and like quick matches in like MOBAs and stuff like that, right? This is why there are people who play MMO and there are people who do not play MMO, right? So if you're an MMO player, right, don't come into this game uh, thinking that it's gonna be something else. If you're not an MMO player, don't come into this game thinking that it is like a Fortnite or something like that, right? Don't think about it like that, because this game is gonna beat you really fast, and you'll find yourself frustrated, and you'll make some you'll make a fool out of yourself pretty much. What else? Power gears and stuff. I mean, skill attributes and stuff, right? So every single character have this stuff here. You click, well, I keep on in mind to P because the previous game I played, that's what my power was when I keep on it or something like that. Each one of your skills have an explanation, a description of it, and every single one of these tiers have like different effects for your gear. I mean for your skill, and like you might feel. I mean, if you read these, like if you take your time to read these, right, you might find out that like the stuff the type of rank for your skill that you thought was going to be like very beneficial, you might actually find it less beneficial in comparison to like lower rank skill powers, something like that, right? Skill attributes, right? So take your time and read these, right? Like this is one of the reasons why people like complain like they don't know how to play the game. They go into PvP. They have actually like spec their character like in the worst possible way. And then you add it to the fact that they don't have like a luminous pet. They don't have like all of these stuff. You add all of those stuff together, it just make their experience like super trash, because first off they don't know how to build that character because they never take the time to actually read these stuff, right? And then they go into situations where they have disadvantage, and in their head they are thinking like they are going to dominate, right? That's not how it's going to work, right? So first off, you have to take your time to understand the game, and that means like taking your time to read these little pop-ups, these little description and stuff, and just learn about the game, bro. It's not that hard. take the time to read. Don't just play something for like 2 days and think like you know everything about it and like you can start making assumption about it and like stuff like that. So take your time to read these and just understand like how your skills work and like all these basic stuff because this is what's going to separate you from the guys who are like trying to get an easy way out, right? Um, it's nothing special. Like just take the time to understand the game. That should be your main goal, right? Right. When you're playing Alien, your main goal should be like, I want to understand this game. I want to take it slow. I want to play this game as an MMO, as a long term thing, right? Next thing here is your presets, right? You should always have like one for PVE and then one for PvP. And don't worry about spending money on these. I mean, if you want to have like 6,000 presets, it's up to you. But these goals that you can get gold in game, right? You can buy these, but two is enough for me. Um, the next thing is run attribute. You click I, you go here, and your run attributes are here, right? Fate 33 is what you should be aiming to get because it gives you the 9 skill point or whatever, the 6 or whatever that you get for each one of your other attributes. And yeah, that's that, right? Um, and to customize your character, you guys might not see it, but this thing right up here allows you to like go into like customization thing. And I don't know, there are a lot of stuff in here. If you want to know like, if you want to know more about like the settings and like keys and like how to navigate these windows and all that stuff, click escape and then go to settings and you will come to a keybind and you just read these, right? And then you learn more about like what you have to click to know, I mean, to open certain windows and stuff like that. And you can always edit it. Like good gamers, right? The first thing that they do every time a good gamer plays a game, the first thing that he does or she does is to come into the setting menu and edit the keybinds to match the way the gamer plays, right? So this is like the first thing you should get used to, like getting into the settings and like just setting up the game in a way that it suits you and allowing you to like macro pretty much like macro manage everything in a very fast way. Um, yeah, so that's why I want to say to get gold, um, play PvP or do your dungeons, do your dailies, and all of that stuff. You get gold. Pioneer. There is the when you exit. Well, there's the main hall, like I'm gonna say like a guild hall, right? And you can go there, right? When you go there, I think it's like it's on this side of the map, right? When you go there, like you can enhance your gear, find all of these information, like all of these traders and all that stuff. And I completely lost my train of thought there. But anyways, you can get quests and stuff from those guys, and you can do them, and you can get gold that way. I think that's what I was talking about. And don't panic. Like again, this game is gonna be here for a long time. So if you have any question, like ask people around. There's the chat right here, join a guild and all that stuff. And yeah, that's how you're gonna be successful at this game, and that's how you're not gonna like make a fool out of yourself and like quit the game like after 1 week of playing it and complain about how RNG the game is and like how bad the game is and stuff like that. So play the game, know that the game is just a game. It's gonna be here for a long time. You don't have to PvP the moment you get into the game. You can play auto game and like satisfy your PvP desire while you level up in this game, and that's totally fine, right? Uh, know that if you enter PvP at level 40, for example, or 4, even I right now, I have to be like super cautious about going into PvP and taking it too seriously because I know that every time I enter, I might find like people who gonna like smash my ass because I'm not like completely gear as them. Even if I'm gear, like some people might be at the same skill level that I am, and the little gear difference actually makes a difference between two people if they have the same skill level. And like that's a little bit of skill cap as well. So once you meet those, there's a lot more that you have to actually do, and that comes into like leveling up and stuff like that. So don't go into this game thinking that you gotta be like OP. You gotta be like a boss like in like 1 week, because that's not how this game is gonna work. I keep saying this because I really want to beat it in people's head, so they can stop like complaining about MMOs in general, because there are casual players that actually does this with like every single game they play. It's not even Alien. Like they do this with like every single game they play. They complain about how they are not overpowered in like a week, and they complain that like people who are invested a long time into the game should not be more overpowered in comparison to them. Even though those guys like they could have been doing something else with their life, um, but they actually decide to like invest their time into the game because they really like the game. And as a reward, they are actually very strong. They got all the equipment and stuff, and they are very skilled because they know the little stats and every single thing about the game, and they can tier craft and all that stuff. And then you have your casual guys who just want to log into the game and get like rank 15 champion like in 1 day because they just log in. They feel like they should get rewarded with like an epic mount. I mean, with a legendary mount, legendary gear, just because they log in like 1, 2, 3 days. And that's not how the game works, guys. And that's how you destroy a game in a sense. That's how if developers listen to these people, that's how they destroy their own game. That's how they make their own game way too easy, and like it actually like throws away the people who actually really play MMO because they like MMO, right? You got people who play MMO because they think MMOs are like Fortnite or something like that, like where you just go into the game, you spend like 30 or 20 minutes just looking for resources, getting those resources, and then like the rest of your time PvP and stuff like that, right? That's how MMOs are. MMOs are like gather resources for like months and stuff. Do this for like days and days, and then you get in little by little. And those guys who stick with it for a long time become strong, right? It's all about stamina, right? You can sprint, you can be a sprinter, expecting yourself to last long, like by sprinting like an entire like I don't know 800,000 miles or something like that. Why there are people who are marathon runners running with you. Like you cannot out marathon like marathon runner if you are a sprinter, right? So you have to like get into the same mentality. You have to become like the marathon guys and understand like how you gotta pace yourself and all that stuff in order for you to like be able to do the things that they do. And they will not enter or sprinting contest with you because they know that that's not what they do. That's not what they are capable of, and that's not their expertise. Like that is not their how do you call it, specialty in a sense, right? With